All right, let's dive into a fascinating basketball question that's been buzzing around lately. Would you rather have Draymond Green or DOMANTAS Sabonis on your team? It's not just a hypothetical debate anymore because some discussions suggest that the Golden State Warriors should consider trading Draymond for Sabonis. But before jumping to any conclusions, we need to unpack how such a trade would actually work, if at all, between the Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. Is it a realistic move? Would the teams even consider it? And how would the financials and player assets line up to make this possible? These are the questions we're going to explore. First off, let's understand the relationship between these two franchises when it comes to trades. Historically, the Warriors and Kings have not been big trading partners. In fact, they've only completed 3 trades in their history. One back in 1991, another in 2010, and then more recently in 2025 when Jimmy Butler was acquired, involving a few pieces moving around, including Davon Mitchell heading to Toronto and later to Miami. So while trades have happened, they're not exactly common or routine between these squads. That might make this proposed Draymond for Sabonis trade more complicated, as the two franchises don't have a well-established trading history. Looking beyond the Kings, the Warriors have dealt with the Celtics a few times over recent years. But nothing major, just 3 smaller transactions, like the one involving Jordan Crawford. The same goes for the Bulls, where the notable trade involving Jimmy Butler happened, but again, trades between Warriors and Bulls remain relatively rare. So when we consider this potential deal, it's worth noting that these teams don't have a pattern of frequent trade activity with each other, which might affect the likelihood of a smooth negotiation. Now, let's talk about the financial and roster realities of the trade. Draymond Green's contract runs about $25 million for the 2026 season, increasing slightly to around $27 million the following year. In terms of NBA salaries, that's manageable, but Green's value goes beyond his paycheck. He's one of the league's top defenders, named to the first team All-Defense squad recently, and known for his versatility and defensive impact. Moving him would mean losing a key defensive anchor and team leader. On the other side, Domantas Sabonis brings a different skill set. Younger than Green by a few years at 29, Sabonis has been a rebounding machine, leading the league in boards for 3 straight seasons, which is a huge asset for any team looking to dominate the paint. Besides that, he's an excellent passing big man, arguably second only to Nikola Jokic in the league, which fits nicely with the Warriors' play style, especially benefiting players like Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler with his playmaking ability. And on offense, Sabonis has added a respectable 3-point shot, knocking down over 41% from beyond the arc last season, a number that can really stretch defenses. But here's the big challenge: salary cap implications. Sabonis is set to earn about $43 million over the next 3 years, which is a big step up from Draymond's $25 million. This salary disparity means the Warriors can't just swap the 2 players straight up without violating NBA salary cap rules. The Warriors currently have 9 standard contract players, but after a trade like this, they need at least 14 to meet roster minimums, all while staying under the salary cap and luxury tax thresholds. According to trade simulations, a straight 1-for-1 swap between Draymond Green and Domantas Sabonis would fail because the Warriors would be taking on roughly $18 million more in salary than they're allowed under the current rules. To get around this, additional assets would have to be included in the trade, such as younger players and draft picks, to balance the salary and roster requirements. For instance, adding players like Brandon and Moody, who are young talents with upside, plus a first-round draft pick from 2028, can make the trade financially viable. This way, the Kings receive young players and picks to rebuild around, while the Warriors gain Sabonis to strengthen their front court and keep their championship hopes alive. That said, whether the Kings would accept such a deal is another story. Sabonis is a key piece for their team, and parting with him would mean sacrificing their best rebounder and one of their top offensive weapons. On top of that, giving up a first-round pick and promising young players could slow their rebuilding process. So from Sacramento's perspective, it might be a tough pill to swallow. Moving on from that scenario, there's also talk about the Warriors possibly engaging in a trade involving the Celtics, specifically looking at Derek White. White's Contract is around $28 million over 4 years, and as a solid guard who can shoot threes and play good defense, he could be a valuable piece alongside Curry. But again, salary matching becomes a major factor. A trade swapping. Draymond Green for Derek White could work within the NBA salary rules, since their salaries are relatively close. However, the Celtics likely wouldn't want to trade White, especially with key players like Tatum dealing with injuries, which increases their need for reliable guards. Then there's the idea of including other players or draft picks to make the deal more appealing and compliant with salary cap rules. For example, the Warriors might add a young player like Moody or throw in a second-round pick to sweeten the offer. But these moves become complex fast as both teams try to balance their present needs and future potential while respecting the financial regulations. Lastly, the possibility of a trade with the Bulls involving Coby White has also been floated. Coby White has a 1-year contract worth around $12.8 million. A straight swap with Draymond wouldn't work financially, as the Bulls are under the salary cap and can only take back so much salary in a trade. To make it feasible, the Bulls would likely need to include other players or picks to balance the numbers. There's speculation about adding players like Rovich, who's a power forward, plus a couple of second-round picks, which could make the deal work from a salary perspective, though it remains uncertain if either team would agree to such terms. In all, what these potential trades highlight is the complexity behind NBA transactions. It's not just about swapping talent on paper. It's about navigating salary caps, roster limits, player value, and team strategy. Every trade has multiple layers that fans often don't see when they casually suggest, hey, trade player A for player B. It's a chess game with numbers, contracts, and long-term planning. So what do you think? Would you be willing to trade Draymond Green for Sabonis, even if it means giving up young players and draft picks? Or would you prefer to keep your defensive stalwart and look elsewhere? To improve the team? These are the debates that keep the NBA offseason so intriguing. Let me know your thoughts. Continuing from the earlier discussion, let's dive deeper into other trade possibilities involving the Warriors, focusing on players like Derek White from the Celtics and Coby White from the Bulls, and how those deals could shape up both financially and strategically. Starting with Derek White, he's an intriguing option for the Warriors. His contract, at around $28 million over 4 years, is fairly close to Draymond Green's salary, which could make a direct swap feasible in terms of NBA salary cap rules. Derek offers the Warriors a reliable perimeter shooter who can defend well and provide some much-needed backcourt depth alongside Steph Curry. He's known for his hustle and defensive tenacity, traits that would fit well within the Warriors system and potentially take some pressure off Curry by sharing playmaking duties. However, the Celtics might be reluctant to let him go, given that Jason Tatum has had some injury issues. Boston's need for dependable guards is heightened, making Derek White a critical part of their rotation. Losing him could hurt their guard depth significantly. This means that even if the financials work out, the Celtics might ask for more in return or prefer to keep Derek as they try to compete at a high level. To sweeten the deal, the Warriors might need to include young players like Moody or draft picks, but then the complexity of the trade increases, especially as the Celtics are already over the luxury tax apron and have limits on how much salary they can take back. These nuances often make what looks like a straightforward trade on paper quite difficult in reality. Switching over to the Bulls, Coby White represents another potential target. On a 1-year deal worth about $12.8 million, Coby is a talented guard who has shown flashes of scoring ability and playmaking. But again, the salary cap becomes a significant hurdle. The Bulls operate under strict financial constraints and can only absorb so much salary in a trade. A straight one-for-one swap with Draymond Green, who makes over $25 million, isn't feasible under current rules. To make a trade work, the Bulls would likely want additional assets, maybe younger players or draft picks, to balance salaries and plan for their future roster. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the entire NBA landscape, rumors are swirling that Domantas Sabonis, one of the league's most reliable and dynamic big men, has reportedly agreed to a 3-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. While nothing has been officially confirmed yet, sources close to the situation hint that the move could be imminent, igniting a frenzy of speculation about how this potential signing could reshape the Warriors' roster and title aspirations. Sabonis, known for his relentless rebounding, savvy playmaking, and consistent scoring ability, has been a pivotal figure wherever he has played. His ability to stretch the floor with mid-range shooting and facilitate offense from the post has made him a coveted asset in today's NBA, where versatility and basketball IQ are highly prized. If the whispers hold true, his addition to a Warriors squad already brimming with star power could represent a masterstroke, blending seasoned skill with Golden State's trademark fast-paced ball movement style. The buzz started circulating after insiders hinted at ongoing discussions between Sabonis' camp and the Warriors front office, sparking questions about the team's strategic direction heading into the next few seasons. Could the Warriors be preparing to bolster their front court depth in anticipation of prolonged playoff runs? The potential 3-year commitment suggests a long-term vision, one that would see Sabonis playing a key role alongside the likes of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Many analysts are already speculating on how Sabonis' unique skill set might complement the Warriors' existing core. His presence in the paint, combined with his ability to operate as a secondary playmaker, could open up new offensive schemes and provide much-needed toughness on the boards. With Golden State's emphasis on spacing and movement, Sabonis could thrive as a versatile big man who can both crash the glass and step out to hit mid-range jumpers or even occasional three-pointers. However, the move is not without its challenges or skeptics. Some question how Sabonis' playing style will mesh with the Warriors' fast-paced system and whether his addition might disrupt the team's established chemistry. Others wonder if the salary cap implications and the length of the contract could limit Golden State's flexibility in pursuing other marquee free agents or retaining current stars. Still, the mere possibility of Sabonis joining the Warriors is enough to send the NBA rumor mills into overdrive. Fans and pundits alike are eager to see how this story unfolds and what impact it could have on the balance of power in the Western Conference. If the deal does go through, it could mark one of the most surprising and intriguing moves of the offseason, potentially shifting the Warriors from championship contenders to even more formidable title favorites. As the league awaits official word, one thing is certain. The prospect of Domantas Sabonis in Golden State colors has everyone talking, and the buzz isn't likely to die down anytime soon. Whether this turns into a reality or just another fleeting rumor, it underscores how unpredictable and exciting the NBA offseason can be, with star players and teams constantly reshaping the competitive landscape. Stay tuned as more details emerge. In what could be a blockbuster signing that changes the trajectory of the Warriors and perhaps the entire league. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.